those soulmate relationships where those wounds start getting really worked out, that's when the body starts really getting into harmony to attract that twin flame. Now, the twin flame, this is super, super simple and very easy, okay? So the twin flame is pretty much an exact replica of the lessons that you come in with, but they have them on a different timeline. So that twin flame is going through all these checkpoints, and you're going through all these checkpoints, and then when you meet each other, when both souls have done the proper amount of work to balance 51% of their karma, that's when they can start what do I want to say? Alchemizing that sacred dance, that sacred sexuality, that sacred divine union, the purpose for them to be together. So beyond marriage, beyond procreation, beyond just saying, oh, I have this husband or this wife or this beloved, it's really about each soul individually already committing to God, already surrendering their will, and they build the relationship specifically on the spiritual principles, offering their life to the divine. And most times these beings are, one, they're telepathic. They have had similar core experiences through these different checkpoints as their childhood, their adolescent, early adulthood. They might have had similar jobs. They might have had similar experiences. And when they finally come together, because they know that they're going in the same direction, it's easy and it's effortless. Everything starts to go into divine harmony. And so there isn't any sacrificing or compromising, because both beings actually know the blueprints. Like, they'll get a download. Like, I already have a download on who I am, why I'm here, what I'm supposed to be doing. It has a lot to do with music. It has a lot to do with channeling, a lot to do with traveling, a lot to do with touring, and a lot to do with gridding and organizing other musicians to shoot through these stargates. So my twin flame is out there, and he already knows the same thing that I know. I mean, I've already met different soul beings on the same bandwidth that I'm at, and I barely finish a sentence. They're like, yes, I already know, I got that information. For example, Natural, a friend of mine from Sedona who came by here and then ended up at the Sunday morning service, he knew all the same information. He knows all about the white light workers. He knows about the grid. He knows about the planet, balancing the karma, the 144,000 light workers that are coming together to illuminate the souls. And he decided to create an initiative to have 1 billion people commit and pledge to love themselves unconditionally. And if you can love yourself unconditionally, you can love others unconditionally. There is no one to judge, hate, be angry at, because we all incarnate here to teach each other beautiful life lessons. They're blessings. Everything is a blessing. They say it's a lesson or a blessing, but it's all a blessing. A lesson is a blessing. So once we step out of our victim, then there is no villain, because that's the polarity. As soon as you feel victimized, you have just created a villain on the other side of that coin. And so what we have is we have soul partners, and we have soul relationships, and then we have our twin flames. And right now it's so important for everybody to do their own work. And when they do that, they can have these partnerships come in. And the partnerships, when the two beings that are twin flames make love, exponentially the light that comes off of their bodies will be able to shift cities and countries and continents and constellations all the way out to the furthest reaches of the universe. Love is so powerful. Love is so extraordinary, so exquisite. It's beautiful to have a baby, and I have a baby, and I love being a mother. And it's beautiful to have people in union. But beyond all that, there is a divine purpose greater than the small self, greater than the couple, that actually their making love adds to the harmonic of God's symphony all the way out to all the other planets. So, how do you find your twin flame? You become your twin flame. You do the things that you would want your twin flame to do with you. You do them as if they're there already. So, I prepared this beautiful space for myself and my twin flame. This is really beautiful. I have beautiful art on the TV, chanting monks all day long. I have a gorgeous hot tub and a jacuzzi. I have a prayer wheel. I have crystals. I have a space that's beautiful, and it's more than enough for myself and for my twin flame to share. And so I treat myself the way I'd want to be treated by my twin flame. And that's what we have to do, is we have to act as if they're already present. And what happens is we call their presence into being. We call their presence into being. Because it's card number 6 in the Tarot is the Lover. And I'll just explain that. There's 2 beings, and then there's an angel, Archangel Raphael, at the top. So the third central point is heavenly, is the messengers of God, the Godhead. So the couple, which are at the 2 bottom corners, let's just imagine it's a triangle, okay? So you have the divine masculine, the divine feminine, both focused on God. The love that they have goes through God to the other partner, and then back to themselves, and then back to God, and then to the other partner, and back to themselves. So that their love is channeled through God, for God, to God, so that God is expressed in every kiss and every caress and every aspect of lovemaking. It's devoted to God. When you feed your partner food, you're feeding the beloved, you're feeding God. And so that's the magic. That's the magic, and that's the right use of divine love. Now, the difference between divine love and humanistic love is is possessive. That's where mine, my husband, my boyfriend, my whatever. Instead of when you say the beloved, you're expressing that this is a free being who chooses at every moment to love me as the divine loves me. And I choose to see them the way God sees them. They choose to see me the way God sees me, not the way their human constructs or their schema or their past relationships. You want to erase all that. It's very blurred. And the humanistic view must be transcended. At some point in our evolution, we have to dip in to that honey nectar, that divine godness, goodness, where it transcends. It's more of an encompassing love. It takes the romantic love up 3 or 4 octaves to all the different types of love. In some languages, there's like 5 or 6 different words for love. In English, we just have love. So with the agape love, like from the Greek, that's a higher form of love. That's a transpersonal love. That's a love beyond condition, beyond whether you're in a contractual relationship. It's being able to love that person beyond all conditions, from the bottom of your heart and the top of your soul, and the vastness of your spirit, knowing that the 2 of you have a purpose together, and the direction that you go together, and the things that you create together, and the places that you grid together as you're loving, making love and being love and accentuating love, that adds to the planet. The more twin flames we have out there loving each other and making love, the brighter this beautiful world is. So this clip's a little long, but it might be in 2 parts. This is Athena StarSeed. Love yourself. Love yourself as your twin flame. Forgive all of your soulmates as soon as you can, immediately. Upon injury, before injury. Forgive ahead of time. Forgive them. Forgive them ahead of time. You know you're going to get entangled in any relationship, and there's going to be bruises and bumps. Why? Because they're there to trigger you, to bring forth what you need to work on. Unconditional love, forgiveness, acceptance, generosity, share your stuff. There was somebody once told me that if you start out in a relationship with this is mine and that's yours, and you start labeling things, that's how it's going to end. So to actually be like ours, even with my daughter, I speak in the plural. This is our room. This is our house. This is our car. This is our tree. It's our. It's more inclusive and it's larger, and that's the way God sees it. So in a divine partnership, you're constantly recontextualizing the person, the singular, into the plural. Because when the two become one and they're focused on God, the Trinity is born.